These are two of my favourite men right over here. No, neither is Mr. Dobolina. It's Muay Thai legend Nong and kickboxing champion Kyokushin karate guy Hiroki Akimoto having a spar from about a year or two ago. Very happy that both these guys are back in the win column. I'm professional mixed martial artist and coach George Hardwick. If you like these kind of breakdowns, subscribe to the channel. Let me know who I should break down next. Okay, let's get it back to the start here. Let's start talking over what is occurring in these spars. So Nong, he gets a little bit more playful with his stance. He's allowing his feet to move a little bit and his hands to drop, whereas Hiroki Akimoto is more artistically glued to the absolute, textbook form on it. See how he counters the jab there with the low kick? He counters the jab with a low kick. As someone plants their weight on that jab, they can't really block the low kick. Their jab to body hook to head hook, but again, like we're saying, Nong allowing his feet to slide a bit because he uses that playfulness to set up his own strikes. There's a body hook, head hook. Body hook, head hook, really nice. You don't want to just finish on the body and then stare at them with that arm really low. He's using this to set it up and go into his low kick. There's a little touch kick, almost like a jab with the leg. And then he's going to slap into that left hook, into that low kick, and Nong reciprocates. If you slap hook, you're just putting their weight onto that leg so they can't pick it up and check. Here's a perfect Dutch block by Akimoto. 2 hooks to the head to set up a body hook. And then that's like Andy Sauer style. Dwayne Ludwig calls it the Andy Sauer, going body hook to head hook. And then Nong returns with his own right kick, and he has a little skip into it, which allows him to add power and cover that bit of distance, so he's not falling short on his counter kick. Right uppercut into inside low kick by Akimoto is a really, really nice combination. It just helps you recovery. Sometimes recovering off of a right uppercut can be a little bit long-winded. Because you've dropped your arm, you can expose yourself a little bit more, but that inside low kick can take away the base, especially if they want to fire back with their own right hand. There, we see Nong step into this right kick, and Hiroki Akimoto gives up a bit of space, so he's too far away for a clean counter. And then as Nong turns his hips the other way, he throws that left kick, but the key to landing that left kick is that he doesn't kick with too wide a leg. He allows his knee to travel through the target first. So the knee has traveled past the target first, and it's almost made like a knee shield, like a jiu-jitsu knee shield. I'm pretty sure a lot of Thais call this like a popka, but someone's going to have to check my terminology on that. And they get back into the sparring rhythm. Again, that low kick. Nong can take the low kick sometimes. He's very well conditioned, but he's also quite a jab-heavy Muay Thai fighter. So it kind of gives up the low kick a little bit. Like Karuhat back in the day, or Boonlai, will sometimes take the low kick because they're firing off the jab. They're getting really into it. A lot of counter hook to low kick. Really classic stuff from Hiroki Akimoto. Hiroki Akimoto, he's kind of like all your textbook classic counter combinations. He does really well. Here, Nong kind of dips off and looks a little bit exposed, dipping behind his left shoulder. So Akimoto, to get into his combination, uses the right thing with the double jab, but it kind of causes him to overextend and overreach. Because Nongo's head has dipped down, he's reaching more with this jab, getting a little bit wider, but that's going to make the space for the uppercut to come through. So it looked like Nongo put himself in a weak position, but because he did, he allowed him to land that uppercut. Bit of a shootout there because he nearly got clipped with the right hand, and there's a little bit of a kick exchange there. Back in, Nong uses the teep. Teep can be a good option against someone who stands more square, like Hiroki Akimoto, has that very like Marat Gregorian style stance, kind of upright but square at the same time. Little feints into the left body kick. No real switching on the left body kick for Akimoto. He tends to just lift his leg up a lot of the time. Same with that inside low kick because it's generally his counter combinations are more powerful. Look here, there's that left knee going way past the target on the kick, and it means that Hiroki Akimoto is going to be a bit off balance for his own counter. And Nong, he doesn't put the left leg down in front, so he kicks with the left leg. He doesn't drop it directly in front of, I've gone way back, but he doesn't drop the leg directly in front of Nong after the kick on recovery, because that would just give that leg up for a counter. He pulls it back, and then he uses a little lean on the ropes, something that you can do on the ropes that you can't really do in the cage. So it's something to consider when these people are fighting in cages or rings, which is one of the only organizations is One Championship where they will use a different field of sport almost. There's a left kick, counter uppercut, really nice short left hand combinations. He always tends to come back to the head. Does Nong, really good block on, does Hiroki Akimoto, really good block on the kick by Nong. They're both fake and throw the low kick at the same time. Then again, left high kick, but because the knees pass the target and he recovers well, very difficult for Hiroki Akimoto to counter. he lets that knee drive past the target, so it's still hitting through at the moment of impact, and it off balances him. Almost acts as a knee shield, takes the balance a lot more. Here's a lovely little bit of Dillashaw from Hiroki Akimoto. Dips his head down to the right, and he throws a switch cross into left high. Really like a different technique to normal. But look at the lower head position. You know, a lot of times if someone's head drops down a little bit lower, their opponent's hands will mirror the level of their opponent's head. Knee is going past the target, so it gets a little bit of shin, but Nong still has his hand here. So it's important to consider. But a lovely little Dillashaw-esque switch cross into left high kick with a little low head position. You know, it can make your opponent think that you're going low kick as well. Right body kick. Nong not afraid to kick on the close side, and that's another thing. If you step into it and get enough power, the counters aren't as clean because they have to brace so hard to fire back. They're kind of giving away the speed of the counter, and he'll get that knee past the target. He won't kick with a completely straight leg. He won't kick at them, he'll kick through them. That's a really lovely combination by Akimoto. He goes low kick, expecting the check, and then he'll beat Nongo's foot back to the floor. So if someone checks, he can still get his foot back down quicker and start throwing the combination. Nongo using a lot of right hook, which is an intelligent thing. A lot of people don't train the right hook enough as they should. It's kind of like the right hook is you're either a beginner and you're doing it because you don't know any better, or you're experienced and you're doing it because you know that it's going to circumnavigate that classic guard. There's a little fake into body hook, 1-2 straight punches off the body hook, a really good thing. And there he uses that right kick to step into a 1-2. Generally, you kick round, it'll get their arms out to the side or rotating out to the side, and it'll make those openings for the straight punches. There's a beautiful combination into right high kick. I wish I set that into a slow-mo, but a lot of like slappy, quick shots there to set him into the right high kick. Boom, he's moving. Touch, 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 high kick, uppercut, hook, high kick. That's beautiful because the uppercut's going to lift the head into the hook, and the hook is going to corral the head into the right high kick. Murat Gregorian, one of the best in the world, if you see like left hooks and high kicks. I believe there was a study that found the two most common finishes in kickboxing fights were left hooks and right high kicks. There's a beautiful round of sparring. Absolute legends. Both amazing guys. Any young people watching how to counter in combination should watch Hiroki Akimoto. Watch loads of Nongo too. Really buzzing that they are back in the win column. If you want to see more breakdowns, or if you have any links to stuff in kanji or Thai that I can't read, and it's good sparring, it's good pad work, it's whatever, send it over. You want to check the Patreon? I probably already said subscribe, but you know, CT. Peace off.